GJ is at a daily resistance. This zone here is a daily resistance. Now if we go all the way back to previous price action, we notice that this zone, this rectangle zone that we had here, is a daily resistance. So price reacted off of this zone around 2008. So we've not been around this zone since 2008. That's crazy. So see how price from this zone we dropped, right? So we are this same zone right now. Currently we are that zone. So potentially from this zone I see price dropping. Now how low is it going to drop? That's what I don't know. I don't know how low we're going to drop, but it looks like, yeah, since this is like highs of like 2008, that's way back, you know what I'm saying? So from this zone potentially we might see substantial drop. So yeah, so what we'll do is just wait for price to drop, right? Now I would have entered the position around this zone here because I saw when price was around this zone, right? Around 215646, around that zone. I would have entered a short position because I saw price dropping from that zone, yeah. Potentially targeting, then we'll potentially target this low here. But since the retracement, I didn't want to be involved in any position that is a retracement. Me personally, I will wait because I don't trade retracement. I like to trade with the trend. What I'll do is just to wait for price to drop, however low it wants to drop to. You just wait for price to give you a reversal pattern. After the drop, right? Let's say for example we drop all the way down to the zone. Then you just wait for price to give you a double bottom, right? Something like this. From there you enter longs, target the last high. Either that or we drop all the way down, then we get an inverted head and shoulder, something like that, on the 2 hour time frame, right? Then from the right shoulder you just enter and target these highs here. Now I'm not saying this zone is where price is going to go to with, yeah, this is it here. I'm not saying this is where price is going to go to, where price is going to drop to. Price could drop however low it wants to drop to. Again, what we do is just to chill and wait for price to give us one of those which will tell us, okay, price is ready to continue with the original trend. Now if we break below this zone here, then we've entered a counter trend on the lower time frame, right? So if we go down and we break past below this higher low here, because this was the last higher low on this run here, this bullish run, this was the last higher low. So if we break past it, right, then potentially we might see a counter trend on the lower time frames. That is the 2 hour, the 4 hour time frame. Might see a counter trend. So that's why I said you have to wait for those reversal patterns. Any of those reversal patterns, that's what will tell you that, okay, price is ready to continue with the original trend, just like I said. But from here, this zone, yeah, I see price dropping all the way down to this zone, potentially even lower. So let's just wait and watch and see how price plays out or what price action we get. But just like I said, overall we are still bullish, you get, until we see otherwise. But right now we are still bullish, there's nothing bearish, we are still bullish. You just wait for a higher low for you to continue riding the trend. Yeah, that's it. And on gold, I had two positions around here, 2 or 3 positions. I think it's like 3 positions. So I had one position here. You know, we said last week that from this zone price should drop, right? And our TP was supposed to be around this zone, right? And you see price drop all the way down to that zone. So once I got a rejection of this zone, right, I entered longs around this zone. So I had one entry here, which I'm still on, right? That position is still on. I had one entry here. Then once we got a new high, which is this high here on 2 hour time frame, around this zone I had another entry. Then once price then push all the way up and retrace, and we are rejection off of this zone, right, I had another entry again, I think around this zone here, around this zone here. That was yesterday, which was Wednesday. So potentially I see price going all the way up to these highs on the 2 hour time frame, which is around 4890. We should even go higher, even up to 5k, but just to play safe, 4890 should be like a potential TP, right? If you're in longs. So I see price going higher from here. But now, since we are retracing from this zone here, right? Price is just trying to make a new higher low zone. So this retracement doesn't mean anything to me right now. To me, not it doesn't mean anything, because we're just trying to make a new higher low for price to continue bullish, right? You can say, okay, this is a head and shoulder because pattern is looking like a head and shoulder. Left shoulder, this is the head, right shoulder. Yeah, true, it's looking like a head and shoulder, and we might get reversals from here. It might drop even lower, right? But the price action that price is printing is still bullish. So from this zone, I still see price going all the way up. We're just trying to make a new higher low zone, and from that higher low zone we should pick up and make new highs on gold. Yeah. And if you look at the structure, we are still purely bullish. This is pure bullish structure. There's nothing bearish about this structure here. This is bullish structure. We're making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher low. Potentially now we are just struggling to make a new higher high. So yeah, that's it. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.